Be your own legend. Create your own mythos. Worry less about what other people think about you. Be more comfortable in solitude. You have to spend time with yourself to understand who you are and why you are who you are. And the simple fact of the matter is that there's going to be a lot of people that just don't get you. And this can be especially true in romantic relationships, but I mean, also friendships for sure. But don't fret about being single or about past relationships that didn't make it. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. It's a recipe for misery. When you are okay with being yourself, but also when you spend time with yourself to look introspectively to see yourself for who you actually are, and you take the time to work on the parts of yourself that you don't like, what you want to change. Because we all have faults. And you should accept that you have faults. You can't be perfect, but at the same time, you don't want to be stagnant. You want to be growing. You want to be developing yourself. And when you're just in your own zone, focus on your own stuff, you're going to notice that people will naturally gravitate around you. And you'll find the people who see you more authentically, because you're not trying to be anybody else. You're just trying to be you. And you'll find the people who appreciate you for just being who you are. And just going back to there's gonna be people that just aren't gonna like you, and you can't let what people think about you, um, primarily when it's faults, affect you. I mean, look at Jesus, who is God. He came to the earth, but then he had people who just mocked him and trashed his character as much as they could. They beat him and killed him, and were all like, "Oh, well, if you're God, then save yourself." But do you think like he let their opinion of him dictate his identity? No, he held fast. So if I wanted to, I would have legions of angels come down, but I'm doing something for a purpose. And you're not gonna stop me. I'm in control. And he even went so far as to forgive the very people who were brutally torturing and killing him, asking God to forgive him. That just kind of that radical self identity that no matter what you do to me, I'm going to be who I am because I am love and forgiving and grace. Not that God doesn't have the side where he's going to fix the wrongs, because he is. But he's very merciful. And he wasn't going to let the pains of others affect his mission. And I think about just how much it had to hurt. It had to hurt for him to be so misunderstood. Because even for us now, whether you're Christian or not, you at least know the claims about who he is. But even for us Christians, we know a lot about him. At least we should, if we believe in him. But we still only seeing a piece. One day we'll see him fully. But as much as he's misunderstood now that we We have the full story. Just think about how much he was misunderstood then, especially by his own close friends and family when he declared himself to be who he was. He declared himself to be God. And they were going to kill him for it. They were going to throw him off the edge of a cliff. And walked through the middle of him and walked away because it wasn't his time yet. He still had stuff to do. If he had given in, it was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm not really who I am. Go ahead, throw me off this cliff. Where would the world be? So hold fast in who you know you are. I don't know. People can misjudge. They can misperceive. And there's the people that just aren't your people. But be you. Don't worry about it. The right people are going to come into your life at the right time. You'll find your tribe. And there's so much to gain in solitude and being by yourself and seeking yourself and seeking God alone. I'm a very introverted, introspective person, and spend a lot of time by myself. And I want to be around other people. I want to connect with people more, but it doesn't come very easy. I like to go deep. And so many things in this world are surface level. But I'm learning I gotta stop trying to chase that joy and that connectedness out there somewhere. I have to find it here first. When I have that comfortability of just being on my own, doing my own thing. And like I said earlier, it's naturally, it's gonna draw people to you, but it's not gonna be so bad being alone. It's like when you're not used to being in the dark. But there are a lot of times that I just sat out on the steps in the middle of the night, just listening to all the sounds. And at first, like, you don't know what all these sounds are. You don't know what's out there a few feet away from you, and it can be a little nerve-wracking. But the more you just sit still and you observe and you listen and you wait, and you gain a lot of peace. I don't know, part of the reason why I'm talking about this is I know it's been an issue for me, and it's just an issue for a lot of other people, though. I think it's a lot more of an issue for guys than what is really noticed or talked about, but being alone romantically, it's a hard thing. I mean, guys and girls struggle with that. But a romantic partner isn't going to fulfill you. They're just not. It's not going to happen. They're not going to magically save you from your past and just make everything okay, make all your problems go away. Same thing's true for like any kind of like substance or just ignoring everything and binging Netflix all day and checking out whatever kind of way you check out. You got some kind of addiction of some sort or whatever. Or you are going out all the time and surrounding yourself with friends. It can be a bad thing when you're avoiding that solitude, that aloneness, and the uncomfortable spaces where you grow, and you're not giving yourself time there in your chrysalis to metamorph. you're, you're going to be crawling around on the ground the rest of your life. So climb that tree, spend that time in reflection, get comfortable with it, and know that there's going to be the seasons where it doesn't seem like much is going on in your life, where it doesn't seem like much is changing. But if you know anything about planting plants, you can feed and water them and tend to them for days, maybe weeks on end, maybe longer, and just not really see anything or see very little on the surface. But what's happening underneath the ground is where the magic is happening, where those roots are taking hold, where the planet's getting nourished, strengthening, and gaining up the energy to break the surface. So don't be too worried about what you see where you are currently or what's in your near future. You never know when you're going to have a breakthrough. And it will come when you're persistent. So we're just entering this new year, and there's probably a lot of things for all of us that we expected or wanted from 2022 that we didn't get. We've had setbacks and hardships and struggles, whether they're financial, emotional, and just whatever kind of stuff you're going through, relational stuff, friends, family. But time goes on, and we're not near the end yet. You're not near the end yet. No matter how tired you are, you can keep going. Trust me. I've been to the rock bottom of rock bottom. Been many times where I felt like I want to be able to keep going. But God helped me endure. And I've gone so much further than at times I ever believed I ever could. And even though I'm going through a rough time now, I'm embracing it because I'm chipping away and I'm working towards my goals and my dreams. I know there's a purpose for the stuff I've gone through. So I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to quit. You have haters. Trust me, you have haters. And even if your haters aren't, there's not a single person who is one, which I'm sure there is. You got a spiritual enemy that wants to see you fail and wants you to wallow in self-pity and have no self-esteem or sense of worth or value, no self-love. Don't buy into it. You were bought with a price. If you haven't accepted that, God wants you. There's so much more waiting for you, so much joy, happiness, and peace. If you endure, if you chase it, if you surrender to it. So keep going. Don't let 2022 or the beginning of 2023 be your last time, be your swan song. If you made it this far, you got a lot of road left to travel, but you're gonna get there. Keep moving. Never give up.